Opening an investment account on Go IPO is easier than before. Using your NCB online credentials, simply log on to goipo.jncb.com to provide the required information. Our digital biometric identity verification system will confirm your ID instantly, so your account will be opened in minutes. Plus, now you can open your investment account with up to 3 joint account holders. So build your wealth and experience life with NCB Capital Markets.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on Sunrise. So today we'll be looking into how much investing in NCB gives you access to the growth sectors island-wide and in the region. Now, as Jamaicans, we love a good deal, and the wealth market is no different. Joining us this morning to tell us more is the CEO of NCB Capital Markets Limited, Angus Young, and the head of Wealth Management NCB Jamaica Limited, Dr. Carrion Hepburn Malcolm. Welcome to Sunrise.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Good morning.
you.
Good morning.
Now listen to me, as a lady who is into money, right? I don't know if they know me very well. But tell me, suppose I don't know a whole lot about investing. How is it that, you know, NCB and this opportunity can help me with wealth creation at this time?
All right, sure, I'll take that question. So I think you are like most Jamaicans, to be honest, TK. I was sharing with Angus earlier that everyone that I've mentioned the APO to, I'm surprised that it comes with a follow-up question like, tell me more. Yeah. So the reality is most people want to be financially better off. Even if you're wealthy, you usually want to be wealthier. And if you're not wealthy, you want to be wealthy, right?
Yes, yes.
If it's even to be able to provide for your family or meet, you know, your needs, everybody wants to be in a financially sound situation. The other thing I'll touch on is that most people think about it, but they don't do anything about it. No, I want to be rich, and what? You know? And last but not least, people think that by saving, you can be rich. That's very hard. Usually, you have to be investing. You can save to accumulate a lump sum, which you can then invest, but just saving won't cut it. So this is why opportunities like these are important for people to capitalize on, because you either have to do it through business ownership or through participating in business ownership via the purchasing of shares.
So Dennis is the bright spark. So I know he's going to ask some very good, deep questions. But for me, the beginner now, tell me, you mentioned APO. And so often we hear of an IPO. What's the difference between an APO and an IPO, for example, Angus?
Sure, no problem. So an IPO is the very first time an entity comes to market to offer shares to the public. An APO is you're offering shares to the market, but it's not your first time. That's the main difference.
So it's additional.
Additional public offering, that's right.
And so NCB launched or is launching an additional public offering.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that and how people can get switched on to it.
All right. So as Angus mentioned, the additional public offer allows every Jamaican to participate in the ownership of NCB. NCB is the people's bank, and so the reality is the people should own the bank, right? Not just save there, get your mortgage, your credit card, your pension, insurance, but own a piece of the bank. So as the bank grows and does well, you get to participate in the ownership and benefit through dividends and through capital appreciation of the stock. You ask, how do you do that? The most convenient way to do that is to log on to the goipo.jncb.com and you can basically register yourself. It asks for, you know, ID, TRN, and proof of address, etc. And you sign up yourself.
But Angus, if I might, because you mentioned, of course, the difference between initial and additional. But timing is everything. My question to you is, why now?
Why now? So I'll take that from two perspectives. The NCB Financial Group, since July 2023, has been on a significant initiative to reallocate capital throughout the group to make the most efficient use of the capital.
I've noticed, yes,
so
true.
There were several initiatives that we have executed and some that are work in progress. In October 2023, we would have cut circa 8 billion Jamaican dollars in recurrent expenditure. We would have recently announced the divestment of a non-core asset being our bank in the Cayman Islands. And in recent times, we also announced the upstreaming of 15 billion Jamaican dollars in excess capital from our operating subsidiaries into NCBFG. The fourth major initiative is this APO. This is all being done in the vein of reallocating capital to the parent with the view of deleveraging NCBFG. What does that mean? It means that we're very, very focused on reducing our debt levels at NCBFG. So this APO is part of the plan, and the timing has worked out in such a way that we think this is the best time possible because of where the share price is. You will never get another opportunity to buy NCBFG through a public offering at 65 Jamaican dollars.
So the person who is looking to make a shrewd purchase, the person who is maybe older and risk averse, or the person who is younger who is open to risk.
Absolutely.
Why is NCBFG good stock to buy?
For a couple reasons. Remember now, it is very, very difficult to do a transaction in Jamaica without either directly or indirectly touching NCB. You may not bank with us, but you may purchase something and use a point-of-sale terminal that is ours. You may be doing business somewhere that is insured by Guardian. Because of that, we are Jamaica, and Jamaica is NCB. So NCB is a part of Jamaica. What the APO is doing, it is actually democratizing the access to owning a part of the rock, which is Jamaica. When you look around Jamaica, there's so much activity taking place. Development, real estate, power plants, residential, commercial real estate. All of these things need finance and insurance. So as Jamaica rises, so would NCB with the tide. And that is just one avenue of growth that you get exposure to through NCB.
Karen, again, take me to the beginner level.
Yeah, no problem.
That was really helpful. But for the beginner in me, Angus mentioned, you can get it for $65 at this time. Why is that, good news? What makes that different from maybe in the past? Or
all right. So for several reasons. So there was a time when NCB stocks were trading for $230 right? And for a number of reasons, the share price came down. Angus mentioned to you a lot of work that has gone in to the company, reducing debt, recurring expenses, and so on, right? Which means that there's going to be growth in the profitability, the assets. Jamaica is growing, so we expect that the stock price is going to go back up, if not to 2 something, to more than that, right? So, in a nutshell, you want to get in now before it reach back there, right? And then the other thing is that if you buy the shares through the APO, you won't have to pay the commission that you would usually pay when you buy it through a broker. So usually you pay between 1% and 2% of the size of the transaction, but with the APO it's just a flat fee of $172. So again, you're saving money. So let's say if you were buying 100,000 worth of shares, if you're paying 2% commission, that would be 2,000, right? But with the APO, you're just paying one flat fee, no matter if you're buying 200,000 or 2 trillion. Last but not least, depending on how many shares you're buying, the price could go way up. So let's say you decided you wanted to buy $2 million worth of shares. When you look in the queue, some people selling at 60, some people selling at 190. So it means your order would be filled at possible prices way above $65. So again, you're guaranteed this flat price and a flat fee. So as you say, and then of course you're expecting upside, because Angus explained to you, if a blind man could see that Jamaica is on a path of recovery and growth, and the bank is the largest deposit-taking institution in Jamaica. It has the largest insurance company in the region. It has 72% in Trinidad. So that's Guardian Life, Guardian Holdings. That's a NCB, a part of the NCB group, right? And the reality is that we touch Jamaicans' ABM, point of sale, in some way, shape, or form. We have over 1 million customers, approximately, so it's hard to get away from NCB once you say you're doing business in Jamaica. So, I mean,
might as well own
we're
it.
part of the fabric, so it might as well, not true?
That's
own
correct.
piece of the rock.
As we wrap up the conversation, Angus, I want you to talk to the person who is saying, me never get in at them something like that. But they sound like
Sure.
if me not have whole heap of money,
Sure.
me can't get in.
Sure.
Like, are you? Is there consideration for like persons who want to make small investments?
Absolutely.
So some of the times you
Absolutely.
create it in such a way that, because I know when this thing opens, it's gonna be
Absolutely.
closed. So,
Absolutely. So the minimum amount of shares that you can subscribe to in the APO is 100. Right, and at $65, that's 6,500 Jamaican dollars.
so with
is the
under
minimum.
$10,000, you can go and own a piece of NCB.
Not only can, you should.
Yes.
Because this is an opportunity to create wealth. All right. So there is a bit of distance between perception and reality at the moment. Because a year ago, the share price was $65. And we've done all this work to reallocate capital within NCB. But don't take our word for it. Look at our Q1 earnings. That the devil is in the details, right? So that is hard fact. And when you have a distance between perception and reality, it's an opportunity to create value.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you very much. You might not name leeching, but you can own a piece of NCB. Go and own it. Go and buy it. Thank you very much, Angus Young, the CEO of NCB Capital Markets Limited. Dr. Karen Hepburn Malcolm, the head of wealth management at NCB Jamaica Limited. Coming up next, it's Mic Check. We'll be right back.